day, everyone. It's Gary Logan of the Journeyman Collective. Welcome to the JMC podcast. I just shortened it JMC other than saying Journeyman Collective all the time. So if you hear JMC, that's what it stands for. I am a one half or the better half of the partner of Rob and Gary for the Journeyman Collective. We together have been guiding visionaries through luxurious plant medicine journeys. We empower executives, entrepreneurs, and professionals to connect deeply into self, to amplify their awareness, and to accelerate their conscious vision for life and business into reality. Today, we have Nadia. I didn't even ask you how to pronounce your last name.
Piccone.
Piccone. There we go. Nadia Piccone with a little Italian accent. Good stuff. We have the honor of speaking with her today, who is, I would say in my words from her testimonial and speaking to her a number of times, is moving in the world of an experience of a new confidence and ease and grace of living. Nadia was with us probably 3 years ago. I would like to thank her in advance for her time with us. And in our conversation today, we would like to hear more about your journey with the Journeyman Collective and how it's changed your direction for life and what impact have you had on the world. I know it's a big statement, but if you could provide our listeners with some insight of the background before you met the Journeyman Collective, and then we'll go into where you are now. Thank you, Nadia.
Oh, thank you, Gary. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it's been 3 years, probably since our journey. And at that time in my life, I had actually earlier that year left my full-time career. I felt like it was time to figure out who I was, who I wanted to be. It seemed like I just lost myself along the way. Being a mom, a wife, working in my career, I just felt like I lost touch with who I was. So I gave myself a gift of time. I thought, I'm going to leave my full-time career. I actually turned 50 that year also, so I figured it's perfect timing. And gave myself a year to discover or rediscover who I was. And during that year, it was, I think, March of that year that I met Rob and yourself at a Matrix event. And yeah, the rest is history.
What a history it's been. So you took a year off. You came on a journey with the Journeyman Collective. And you're feeling about your lifestyle, if I'm right, you were sort of at a plateau in your life that you weren't really going in any direction. So you sort of hit that ceiling as like, okay, I know there's more to me than I am aware of right now. So embarking on the journey, can you tell us about how that opened up your world?
Yeah, well, even to give you a little more background into that part, my body was actually speaking to me very loudly, saying that I needed to make some changes. I was in a lot of pain. I actually found a lump in my left breast. So the universe was speaking to me and speaking to me quite loudly, giving me not only a kick in the butt, but also everywhere else in my body that I needed to make a change and to figure out who I was and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And meeting you guys really, oh my God, it's hard even to put into words, the experience. Like I said, I met you guys in March of 2019, but my journey was actually near the end of that year. We had kept in touch over that time. And then, I don't know, Rob reached out to me. I guess he had a feeling that I needed to really connect with you guys. And that's where the conversation began. And I really jumped. For me, this was a big jump, fully out of my comfort zone. And it was the best gift I have ever given myself.
Brilliant.
I felt like this was the push that I needed. Instead of having like maybe 5 years of psychotherapy. I wanted to do this now. I didn't want to wait anymore.
Brilliant, because we hear that a lot. We hear people that are in your state of being and or energetic blockages and stagnation, I would call it, who said after they've come on a journey, it's like 10 years of therapy done over a journey period with the Journeyman Collective. And it's like, it's great. It happens that way for others, and everybody comes in with a different intention. And that's the big thing. So can you explain about intention, what that meant to you coming into the journey, and how do you sort of apply intention going forward in your life now?
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys do this brilliantly, because you really helped me get clear on what my intention was for the journey. Like, I've been on many retreats, and retreats are great, awesome, and they're great while you're there. But then what happens when you get back? Mm-hmm. And how do you also prepare before you go to the retreat? See, for me, this was the biggest part, because you helped me prepare for my experience so I could get clear on what I wanted and what I needed. You helped me to feel safe. That was very, very big for me. Mm-hmm. Safe so I could explore myself and be me and not be afraid.
Brilliant. Yeah. Because we get that too. It's like, some people don't want to let go.
Exactly.
And it's like, we ask, what's the fear of letting go of what? What do you think you're holding on to that you think you're going to lose? Whatever it is, it's not the end of the world. And it's still there after the journey, and you can make that choice to go back to it. And we all have choice of free will, so if after the journey you still like that little bit of you, that's okay too. You can always tap back into that. But the idea is to break free of the restraints that we've put on ourselves and our family and our friends, and maybe past lives, energetic past lives that come through that we carry down energetically. Was there one thing that stood out from the journey that you could share with us that was like your aha moment?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I had so many. So,
well, you can tell us all if you want.
Oh, so much. I know, and I love speaking about my journey because I know it can help so many people, and I love sharing it with everyone. Really, the main thing for me was coming out of there knowing that I'm okay. I'm okay. I went into my journey with a lot of fear of feeling, of having emotions. I lived pretty much in like the in-between world of not too happy, not too sad. Because, if you're too happy, well, it's the opposite of happy. Right. And I don't want to live there, but being too sad, I might get stuck there, because in my family, it was a lot of depression. So I was always very afraid of feeling really sad, that I might not be able to pull myself out of that. Mm-hmm. And that was a big part of my journey. I got to explore the highest of highs, the most blissful joy. It was just incredible. And I got to explore the deepest, darkest corners. And I came out. Mm-hmm. I was okay, better than okay. Yeah. I felt like I was reborn. And you guys really helped me, again, feel safe and guided. You almost like you held my hand through the whole thing. But also afterwards, and that's a huge part, also the integration part. What do you do with all this when you come back to reality? But you guys are there to help us to integrate that into our everyday life, into living.
And would you say that you're still integrating, that the journey process is ever evolving, and what you've learned still you may not remember, but there'll be a moment that you'll walk down the street, is like, oh, that was part of my journey. It's like, I remember that now. And then so what do you do with that information? How do you move that forward with you? So what I'm trying to say is your old habits of existing are getting less and less. They're not as strong and pulling you back. You're creating a new habitual way of being, correct? I would say that. And can you get those? Can you give an idea of what those moments are like for you?
Sure, it's their moments of awareness, and
Right.
that's the biggest thing. It's like, oh, yeah, maybe that's something from my past, a behavior or a reaction I would have had in my past, and it's just looking at it and saying, okay, well, is that serving me now? If it is, then great, move forward. But if it's not, then I have the choice to not go forward with that.
Yeah.
I have found this inner strength in me. Actually, Gary, I found, I came across a quote the other
Sure.
day, and it really explains, I think, the journey, at least for myself.
Brilliant.
And
Please share.
when an eggshell cracks from the outside, it's broken. When it cracks from the inside, it's reborn. And that's from a woman named Amma, the hugging saint. And I thought that is absolutely perfect, the way I feel my journey was.
So I have a vision with that, is seeing the eggshell itself, that you are in the eggshell like a cocoon.
Yeah.
And then you're breaking the shell from the inside to be, as you say, reborn. It's not a religious thing, but it's coming into your truer being. I would say your truer self, who you're supposed to be. Your from where we met you to where you are now. The stability and the pillar of strength that you show is like tenfold compared to when we first met.
Oh yeah.
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 And so your life has changed and is evolving. I gather people around you have seen the change. Do people comment on the change or ask you what's different about you?
Yeah, all the time, all the time. And it's such a wonderful compliment to hear from people that they like being around me, that they like being around my energy, that I help to lift them up. So that's huge. And that only comes from me because I'm more confident in who I am, and who, like Rob always says, who do you be?
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah,
it's awesome.
And is there, so prior to coming on a journey, so let's say spiritual practice, not a religious, or spirituality means many things to everybody. So before coming on the journey, how is your practice, we'll say, time out for you compared to now?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gone way deeper. I mean, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a Reiki master. I've always been in that, energy realm, sort of spiritual stuff, but it's taken it to another level because I'm understanding it from deep down inside of me now.
Excellent. So you have a daily practice. You do yoga every day, I assume, meditation, and you have the practice seems amazing. You have a website?
I do. Yeah, it's nadiapiccone.com.
Perfect. And that's how people get in touch with you?
Yeah, I love that.
And word of mouth, of course. Totally. Anything else that I might have missed off that you could share with our listeners about your journey, or encouragement to other listeners that might be interested in embarking on a journey with the Journeyman Collective?
Yeah, one word, go. G-O exclamation mark, definitely. Yeah. Again, I always talk about this journey as a gift to myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're curious, if you're looking, if you feel like, something is missing from your life, why not explore this?
Yeah.
Give yourself this gift. You'll wish you did it, many years ago. Like, why do we struggle when there's tools out there to help us?
And do you speak to people about that? People say is like, and they never move beyond the struggle. How do you encourage others to get through that struggle from your experience?
My motto really is to inspire and empower women to illuminate mind, body, and soul. And that is huge for me. It's illuminating from within. What brings you that spark? What brings you that light? What gives you that energy? You know, and if you're lacking that, if you find you don't have that spark, you don't have that bright light shining from within you, then you need to find that. You deserve that. You're worthy of that. We're worthy to, like, we are entitled to live our best life. And so why aren't we?
Yes.
Right? So get rid of all that junk that holds you back.
What do you say to people who say, oh, you know, I'm too old for that right now? It's like, you know, age is just a number. You're never too old, you know?
We have so much life to live, and it is, and I don't want to sound like, oh my God, but you know, life is beautiful. It really is, but it's what we make of it.
Yeah, totally. It's our experience. You know, how do we want that experience to play out in the world? You know, do we want to hold on to stuff that no longer serves us? And I always say, how's that working out for you? Do you remember that through the conversations? Great. Yeah. So you learn to get out of your own way when it comes down to it. You've, would you say the monkey mind is now you're in control of what comes in and what is expressed?
So much more. It always comes back to awareness. At least I'm aware of it now. So I can't use the excuse, well, I don't know any better.
Because we always know that is you said is an excuse. I don't know, but you do know. Your inner being knows. You just need to get out of the way so it comes through.
You got it. Yeah. You know better. You got to do better.
Yeah. Totally. It's like I speak to people and it's like I love everyone, but you know, it saddens me sometimes when people say I'm happy where I'm at. And it's like, well, we didn't come on this earth just to be happy where we're at.
Yes.
We came to be happy in every moment, growing through life. So life is an experience, discovery, and sure, there's going to be failures, and that's part of our learning experience moving forward in the world. If you know, we have clients that come back 2 or 3 times for journeys, and that's wonderful. They know where they need to go in their world. Do you feel that in the future you would be calling to come back to work with the Journeyman Collective?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 100% certainty. Yes. Yes, I know that there's going to be a day when I'm going to feel, okay, now I'm ready to up level again, you know, to elevate my life again, you know, to that next state, to that higher, to, again, that bliss state. Like, where do I want to go? Where do I want to be in my life? Yeah. How much, you know, more clarity can I get? And that's,
Perfect. You'll always say, you know, we are alone, but we're not alone. We're all in this together. Always ask for help was my learning. Always ask for help. Even if it's the smallest thing, you know, other people want your help and you want help from other people. So it's like a give and take, you know, don't do it alone. You know, you could sit there for hours on a mountain and meditate and, you know, you're going to get a sore butt. That's probably it. You'll get some energy coming in. I'm not saying a plant medicine journey is the end and be all. Everybody has their path to, we'll call it enlightenment or connected to their higher self. But this is a path that a number of people are seeking now. It's coming very mainstream, I would say. And we've been approached by the Dream and Collective, have been approached a number of times to do articles in magazines and interviews and podcasts, which is getting the word out there. So you are a beautiful spokesperson for us to get the beautiful word out there. And sure, I would open the door for anybody to come in, but it's, as I say, it's for everybody, but it's not for everybody.
100%. Yes. Yeah. But sometimes even if you think maybe it's not for you, and maybe it really is for you.
Totally.
I never thought, honestly, never thought in my world that I would ever do something like this.
Yeah.
Never. I'm live in Woodbridge, Ontario, Canada. And this is not something I ever would have imagined doing. And again, I keep coming back to it. It was the best gift I've ever given to myself.
Beautiful. We have clients who, when we do the application to connect, they say, I've been looking for somebody like you for a long time.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, great, you know, that finally there's that piece that door opened and we were, their awareness opened up to us. And it's like the people will come to you for yoga. I've been looking for somebody like a yoga teacher like you for years, you know, and they're just that connection and that openness. And I think you hit the nail on it. It's the caring part and the safe part of a journey is vitally important.
Yes, the whole experience, Gary, right from the very first moment that I saw you both when I landed, like off the plane, like from that exact moment when I saw you both standing there ready to welcome me, it's like my big brothers are here. You know, I felt so, you just put me at ease instantly. And that whole weekend experience, I felt pampered and cared for and loved. You know, like here I was on my own by myself with 3 other people that like we didn't know each other except for the calls that we had before the journey. And we connected so deeply and we're still friends 3 years later. So that I think says a lot about who you and Rob are, you know, about being able to connect us and put us at ease and feel comfortable and cared for and loved, you know, and you just saw us for who we are,
you
know, and accepted us. We were all very, like all 4 of us were very, very different.
You were.
And it just clicked. It was
Definitely.
It
and that is how we work. We have to see and feel, and it'll touch base with everybody, and we'll say, okay, energetically, will these collective of 4 or 3 people work together? We also do solo, you know that, or power partners or couples. But we like working with 3 to 4 people at a time, especially unique individuals, or it doesn't have to be unique, just you're all unique, you know, whatever, you know, own it. You're unique. Everyone is. And we just saw this, everybody could help everybody. Everybody had something to share. Everybody learned from everybody. And that's the whole process, is learning and growing and nurturing and caring.
Yeah.
And
you guys like really created that whole atmosphere, all of it.
Brilliant. And we keep up leveling all the time. Totally.
And that's because even 3 years later, you've created this community. So, you know, and I've met people from this community that have gone on journeys, right? So it's amazing. I think you're, you know, creating something really special, a really special place.
Yeah, I think that's why the word collective came in there, other than just the journeymen. I said, Robert, we're gathering like-minded people that want to move forward in life in a better space, I would say. And so that's why the collective, and that's why we keep growing and growing with the collective. And life is good. And we are so blessed to have you in our life and our many other journeyers, we may call them. Is there any final words of wisdom that you want to share with our listeners before we move on?
Do it.
Do it. Or as Gary says, just be. Just be and do it. It's totally. It's like, get out of your own way. You're interfering with your life. Totally. But some people don't know that. So they see people like you and you enlighten them and say, listen, you know, how's that working out for you? Maybe you might want to look at other avenues to break free of the stronghold that you have around yourself. Well, this was beautiful, and I'm so glad you had the time for me. And I want to thank Nadia again for sharing your deep insights about the Journeyman and your journey with us. To find out more about the Journeyman Collective and to hear more testimonials just like this one, please visit our website, thejourneymancollective.com. Of course, www in front of that. We are on Facebook and Instagram at the Journeyman Collective. Nadia, once again, much love to you and all the best for your future. And we know we'll see you again soon, maybe with a few of your friends.
that'd be fun. Yes.
All right, Nadia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.